Welcome to our channel again. And this is Rose. And welcome our guest, George. Okay, George, we're here again. And maybe we can topic something like uh, about culture. Yeah, I'm curious about you because you've been visiting Philippines. And sorry for my voice. What are the main culture shock that you experience here?
Okay, thank you, Rose. Thank you for having me back. So, yeah, there's definitely some culture shocks, and today we can go through. I think we've got six different ones we'll do today. The first one, take note to all the guys out there. First one is increased female attention, and without going into too much detail, I get an okay amount in my home country, but I'm here to say whatever amount you get in your home country, if you're a Westerner, you go to the Philippines, you're going to experience an increase. And in most cases, it's going to be dramatic. Uh, as long as you are fairly well presented, nothing special, just okay, just not like something majorly wrong or untidy, you will get attention and interest from the majority of Filipinas. And this is a shock to most of us. So, are you surprised to hear that, Rose? Or is that something you're aware of?
I'm not surprised actually. Mostly foreigners visiting here. We stare with them because they're white, especially white people.
And while Filipinos, like the guys there, they are incredibly friendly and great people. Sometimes they maybe treat their Filipinas a little bit different to how we would. And so the fact that we can be, yeah, like more of a gentleman and more understanding, it really gives us an advantage. And for some reason, they like our physical appearance as well. Like your big nose or your pasty white skin all of a sudden becomes an advantage. Some people don't touch on this issue, but I'm telling you, if you're, especially if you're male and you're like whatever 18 and above, even if you're older, probably when you're older, the actual increase in your attention from females goes up by an even bigger amount. Obviously, like they still like people who are younger as well. We have benefits. We have okay. In some cases, we might not have the time to have the finances behind us, but we can have the health. We can have the similar outlook on life because we're similar ages. But yeah, before I get into that too deeply, yeah, it increases a lot. So that's worth keeping in mind. I know there's always going to be a lot of guys in Western cultures that are frustrated and just just not don't even want to participate in the dating culture in Western countries. And if that's you, this is an amazing culture shock for the better, and is a great reason to at least visit the Philippines. On to the second one. So the second one I put down is the slower pace of life. And this can have a positive side and a negative side. For most people, if you're going looking for that thing, it can be a lot more relaxing. The Western world is incredibly busy now. Sometimes we're so busy, and we're not really sure what we were getting busy about when we look back on it. We'll say, "Oh, my day was so busy," and someone will ask you, "Wow, what did you do?" And you'll just be like, "Oh, just stuff and traveling and admin," just a load of vague words. The Philippines, it's a lot more relaxed, and that allows you to focus on what's important and not overload your mind and your body. The negatives of that is the lack of urgency. And it's not always a negative, but it is a massive shock for someone like me. I'm used to being on time for things, whereas Filipinos, it doesn't matter if you're 15 minutes late. And in some cases, you can be 1 hour, 2 hours late, and it doesn't seem to matter. So, again, I don't think it's good or bad, but it's a shock. Like our Western brains are programmed to say always be on time. Anything to add on that one, Rose, or on to the next one?
Yeah, because here we have a Filipino time. When you say should arrive 10 a.m., so people will arrive 10:30 a.m.
Yeah,
And what we call Filipino time.
it's a good name for it. Okay, on to number three. This is a simple one and another positive shock. It's simply that women respect men. You are allowed to be a man, and you're almost encouraged to be masculine by the Filipinas there, and the guys as well. And that is so pleasant when masculinity can be almost frowned upon in Western culture. It can be demonized, and it's really not a healthy thing to do when that is how we are biologically created. And so that is another nice shock you'll see. And the respect, it's so shocking that in some cases, as a Westerner, we've got so used to being almost a bit ashamed of our masculinity that when we get so much respect from Filipinas, our brains are almost thinking, oh, this almost feels like too much. And I think sometimes as a foreigner, we almost get a little bit too much, but it's still a welcome shock. And it's something that all the Filipino people should be very proud of. And as a Westerner, you're going to feel respected and welcomed by the people, which makes, as a Westerner, you travel to a very different culture so far away. No matter what you hear, you're always going to be a bit tentative about, something might go wrong. And really, this is what helps you put your fears at rest when the people around you are so respecting towards you. What do you think, Rose?
Yeah, that's true. Because here, any age, we respect it. Even younger than us,
Yeah.
we respect them. And especially foreigners visiting Philippines, we respect them. We treat them nicely. And then older than us, we're very polite to them.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And let's change pace a bit and move on to number 4. Number 4, I've just called this one Party, Party, Party. And that's to show that Filipinos are very good at marking any occasion with some sort of celebration or party. And for me, I can be a bit introvert. And to be honest, I'm lucky if I attend more than a couple of parties a year in Western culture. Philippines, I go there for 2-3 weeks, and I've attended more parties than I did in 2 or 3 years in Western culture. So it can be birthday parties, it can be weddings, getting baptized, it can be like just a community like the neighbors. It can be all sorts of events, Halloween's, Christmases, Easter's, seasonal things. So yeah, everything is marked. And I think that's been lost in Western culture a little bit. It can have some negative sides. You can be shocked by the noise and maybe the karaoke that some of these events include. But yeah, I think it's healthy how well like events are marked.
Yes, we love party here. There are a lot of occasions, even monthsary, anniversary, Valentine's, Foundation Day. So lots of celebration, and we have festival in every barangays or city, or yeah, we have that.
And
And you're
yeah,
right. Every time we have a celebration like birthday, we have a karaoke session.
yeah, that's right. The next one is religion and religious. And while this, in some cultures, everyone can have a religion, but it's not so obvious. Yeah, in the Philippines, it's a bigger part of like daily decisions. People make time for it, and like if you've come from a less religious culture, yeah, it might be a negative shock in some ways because it's like, wow, different priorities and yeah, different way to use your time. But I've always asked myself the question, and almost all Westerners will do this when they get there, as long as they're a thinking person. They'll want to they'll want to understand how a country can be, in general, so positive and happy and satisfied. Content was the word I was looking for, with physically having so little, so simple. And I think a big reason behind this is religion, and this is a good example of how religion can be used in a positive way.
Yeah, religion here is important. There's a lot of Filipino like Catholic, they're Christian, but some are Muslim, Islam. But of course, here we have that beliefs. That's why most people here are very respectful because they are religious and very conservative country. Of course, nowadays there are liberated, but mostly conservative because of
Yeah, and as a Westerner, simplifying, but from the English-speaking Western world, most of us are Catholic Christian of some kind. And if you're looking at, you're not necessarily focused on the Philippines yet. A lot of Westerners will look at Southeast Asia in general as, wow, an amazing culture, love to visit. But how can I decide where? Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam, where do I go? Well, religion is a big component of how you live your life. And that is one of the advantages a Westerner from one of those generally English speaking parts of the Western world coming to the Philippines, you will find that the fact that we share a religion or we're very close in religious beliefs, that will really help you feel at home. Um, so, yeah, that's number 5. And we're going to round it off to 6. We're going to give you a bonus one this time. And again, it's another really simple concept. And it's something that the West used to have. And we have now since been losing it more and more over the last 20, 50 plus years. And that is being neighborly, a sense of a local community and a neighborhood, not where you hardly know their names or you might say hi, like a neighborhood where it's not far off feeling like an extended family. So just visiting your neighbor's house for a Westerner, like if I visit one of Rose's neighbors with her, you get invited in. Next thing you're getting fed food and you're getting shown around the place. And it's not far off turning into a party quite often. That's how warm and welcoming they are. And they trade each other, they help each other, like whether it's promoting and advertising their businesses or helping them clear their garden. And there's no exchange of money. There's no, oh, I've given you 2 things, it's your turn. No, it's not. It just flows and it works. And it, again, this is a big reason that even though materialistically a lot of Filipinos live a simple life, they've got this, it's almost like an extended network. It's like hands and feet, tens hands and feet. It's a strange idea, but they have this extension of people that work together to help each other. And it's something that's lost in the West. And again, it's probably a positive, but it's definitely a culture shock you'll feel as a Westerner going to the Philippines.
actually, yeah. Especially here in our province, every neighbors, people here are very close to each other to help each other. Every neighbors, they have a gathering in every village. Yeah, when you need something or you ask help, they will willing to help you without hesitation and without expecting some return. We Filipino are very giving, and that's my neighbors also.
And if I was to give this a theme, so we'll do a second video, but this is the first one on culture shocks. If I give this an overall theme that links all these together, I would say it's a theme of, for a Westerner, going back in time. It's imagining your Western country, depends which country you're from, but it could be anywhere between maybe 10 or 15 years, but more likely 40, 80 years, 100 years back in time. That's what it's like going there. And let's be honest, by doing so from a Western country, you will naturally have a bit of a financial advantage. And so I don't care what anyone else says, you can quite easily be in a position where it's like you're going back in time in your Western country, but you're going back as maybe not a king, but someone of high status. And that's just the facts of it. And it's a great opportunity for people to at least explore. So our next video will have some more. Some of them are quite positive cultural shocks, but maybe the theme is a bit more real. Let's just say it's a bit more cold truths, and there's a few interesting ones you should know. So yeah, hope you join us for that, and I'll leave it to the boss to sign us off.
Yeah, please like this video and subscribe and click the notification bell, and please share this to your friends, especially to foreigners wants to visit Philippines someday. And thank you for watching and supporting our channel. And see you next time. God bless. Bye
Bye.
bye.